The 2026 New England Patriots are better than the team that lost to Seattle in Super Bowl 60, but the record this year isn't going to reflect that. It sounds weird to say about a team that won 14 games last year, but Mike Vrabel and the Pats are going to shock a lot of people with how good this team is. The question is, will they be good enough to beat the other monsters that got better and deeper as well?
We all we got!
We all we need! New England to the Super Bowl.
We all we got!
We all we need!
Patriots' 2025 season ended with a dark side beatdown on the biggest stage in football. Now the NFL is sending them straight back into the fire. Week 1, Lumen Field, the 12s, and one of the loudest buildings in the league. The Pats will face the same Seahawks team that ruined their Super Bowl dream, but somehow enter 2026 feeling disrespected despite owning the damn trophy. It's a hell of a way to find out whether last season was real or not. The Patriots went 14-3 and reached the Super Bowl in Mike Vrabel's first season. One ugly performance gave every skeptic ammunition to dismiss the whole thing. Easy schedule, elite defense, the young quarterback who got hot at the right time. People who don't know football call it a fluke. And now those same people are predicting a massive step backward because New England's schedule is going from friendly to flat out hostile. That makes Seattle more than an opener. If the Pats can go into Lumen Field and make it a drag-down, knockout brawl, they prove they're still among the AFC's elite. Win the game, and this conversation changes instantly. Get blown out, and the panic button gets smashed before half the country's finished its first case of beer. So which version of New England is walking into Seattle? The team that added A.J. Brown and gave MVP runner-up Drake Maye a better collection of weapons? Or the team that rode an easy schedule to a Super Bowl but was never really ready to win? We're about to find out quickly because Seattle is only the beginning. So hit subscribe and keep it locked in on SnapTown because the Pats' road back to the Super Bowl starts in the champ's throne room.
Everybody's predicting their downfall. They're saying that their Super Bowl run last year was a product of a soft schedule. I'm here to tell y'all different. Here we go.
In 2026, the Patriots aren't asking Drake Maye to carry the same offense back up the mountain again. They upgraded the hell out of it to the biggest addition is Alhius. A.J. Brown gives New England the kind of receiver every young quarterback dreams about. Big, physical, and violent after the catch. Stephon Diggs was solid. Brown is a different problem altogether. Leave him isolated, and Maye has a matchup he can attack all afternoon. Roll coverage his way, and the rest of New England's receiving room can feast, because Maye already proved he doesn't need to force feed one target to move the offense. You finish second in the MVP race by spreading the ball around to the open man instead of chasing somebody's fantasy numbers. Yeah, Brown's going to want the football. You don't bring in a receiver like that as some expensive decoy. But with defenses tilt everything toward AJ, Maye has plenty of other options. Romeo Doubs can be a reliable wide receiver too after posting 724 yards and 6 touchdowns last season. He's not coming in to be the star, he's coming in to punish teams that get dazzled by the star. Kayshon Boutte is a deep ball threat who keeps getting better. He only trailed the anchor Hunter Henry in touchdown catches last season, and he can stretch the field, allowing Maye to shred defenses that start creeping forward. Demario Douglas is clutch, working underneath and creating after the catch, and wacky Matt Collins gives the room size and weird veteran energy. That's legit depth, and the backfield gives New England another layer altogether. Ramondre Stevenson handles the dirty carries, runs through contact, and keeps the offense from becoming one-dimensional when the weather turns ugly. Trevion Henderson has the flash and explosiveness to turn normal carries with checkdowns into the kind of easy scoring New England didn't create enough of last year. That's the real difference. Maye showed he can operate an offense, distribute the ball, and win games. Now he has more players capable of turning the right decision into 6 points.
So when you have an X, a guy that you can line up to one side like A.J. Brown, now you can dictate to the defense.
Like every other team in the NFL, the Patriots lost some pieces from last year's defense, but the core of this unit is still here. And New England spent the offseason adding talent around it instead of pretending continuity alone would be enough. The biggest change is at DC. Zach Kerr gets the full-time job after stepping in once Terrell Williams battled prostate cancer last season. Williams is back as an assistant head coach, which gives New England something most teams don't get during a coordinator change. A new voice without throwing the entire system into a wood chipper. Kerr knows the personnel and the players know what he expects. That's key because this defense is built around communication in disguise. Up front, Christian Barmore is the centerpiece. Double him and somebody else gets clean lane. Leave him alone and your quarterback spends the afternoon learning what the grass in his stadium tastes like. Milton Williams and Corey Durton keep the middle physical while Fremont Jones gives the Patriots another proven pass rusher who can move around and attack favorable matchups. Rookie Gabe Jacobs had speed off the edge and he's going to need to grow up fast because the immediate concern is Harold Landry III. Landry opened camp on the cup list and his availability matters far more than the pass rush. New England had a real problem containing mobile quarterbacks quarterbacks last season. The defense could win the initial snap, force the quarterback out of the pocket, and still give up a first down because somebody abandoned the edge or lost discipline in pursuit. That's how good defenses turn into wasted defenses. And the Patriots have to face Josh Allen twice. So New England can't keep treating those scrambles like random accidents. That may mean more controlled pressure, using a spy in key situations, keeping the edge rushers disciplined, and making sure the entire front attacks as a unit instead of turning every passing down into a sack contest. Because collapsing the pocket means nothing if Allen escapes through the front door. And Buffalo isn't the only team capable of testing him that way. But the revamped back end should help. Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis give New England two corners capable of surviving outside without constant help. Robert Swain has fully taken over the green dot duties in the middle, and Kevin Byard brings veteran intelligence and a ball hawking skill set that was missing in 2025. So this defense can cover, it can pressure, and it can disguise. But first it has to keep Josh Allen and every other mobile quarterback inside the cage. That said, New England's biggest problem in 2026 may have nothing to do with the roster. It's the schedule. The Pats get the 6th hardest slate in football, and the first month is a gut check. New England's first 4 opponents combined for a .721 winning percentage last season. That's the hardest opening month any NFL team has faced in 40 years. Week 2 brings Pittsburgh to Foxborough, 3 sends the Patriots on the road to Jacksonville, and Week 4 drops them into Buffalo against Allen. That's 3 division winners in the first 3 weeks and 3 road games of the first month. And absolutely no time for the new pieces to figure things out slowly. The offensive line, the secondary, and every new addition has to be ready yesterday. That's the trap. New England could be a better team than it was last year and still walk out of September at 1-3. And once that happens, the noise starts. Every talking head in America is going to be lined up to explain why they saw the collapse coming. After that, every close game becomes a crisis, every injury feels bigger, every disagreement gets treated like the locker room was falling apart, and the schedule doesn't suddenly get friendly after Buffalo. New England faces 8 teams that made the playoffs last year. They have road games against Kansas City and the Chargers, Green Bay and Minnesota come to Foxborough. There's another West Coast trip, plus a flight to Munich for a game against Detroit. So expecting another 14-win season is unrealistic. That doesn't mean New England got worse. It means the margin for error disappeared. Last year, the Patriots could survive an average afternoon and still find a way to win. This year, an average afternoon may get them buried before halftime. That's why 2-2 through the first month would be pretty damn good. 3 wins would announce that the Patriots remain one of the AFC's most dangerous teams. 1 win would put the entire season under pressure before October even starts. Fortunately for New England, the roster looks stronger, the quarterback is better, and the weapons are deeper. And New England has to prove it while running through a schedule built to expose every weakness it still has.
We're trying to compete in practice offensively and defensively, and that's a way to keep complacency out of our program.
The good news is that the schedule eventually stops trying to kill them. If the Patriots can survive September, stay healthy, and avoid digging a hole too deep to escape, the final 3 weeks give them a legit path back into the postseason. The Jets look better on paper, but they're still the Jets. Enough said. The Dolphins are coming off a miserable season and may still be searching for an identity by the time the Patriots see them. Those games aren't automatic, because division games never are, but they're exactly the kind of matchups a contender has to control when playoff seeding starts getting tight. Then there's Denver in Week 17, and that game could be brutal. The Broncos have the roster, defense, and quarterback to sit near the top of the AFC all season, but timing may change everything. If Denver's already secure its playoff position, the Pats could walk into a game where Sean Payton is protecting starters, limiting snaps, or simply trying to survive the afternoon without anyone breaking an ankle. New England can't build a season around that possibility, though. Denver may need the game, Bo Nix may be playing, and the defense will be hunting quarterbacks at full strength either way. But the placement still creates a potential break, and those breaks can decide an entire season. 2 wins in that closing stretch could lock up a playoff spot. 3 could steal the division or change the Patriots' postseason path completely. That's why the opening month has to be viewed as survival. The schedule gives New England very little room early. It gives plenty back late. That balance could define the entire season because the Patriots may not need 14 wins to return to January. They need enough early toughness to keep the door open until December gives them a chance to kick it down. New England won't win 14 games again. That doesn't mean they regressed. The 2026 schedule is tougher, the AFC remains loaded, and returning to the Super Bowl is going to demand more from Drake Maye than last year did. Fortunately, the roster looks capable of giving him that chance. Yes, the Patriots still have questions. Can the new weapons fit together quickly? Can the defense offense contain mobile quarterbacks? Can they survive September without spending the rest of the season chasing the standings? Either way, this team deserves more respect than it's getting. New England may finish with fewer regular season wins and still arrive in January stronger, deeper, and better equipped to win a championship. The schedule may lower the record, but it shouldn't lower the expectations. So now it's time for you to tell us, are the Patriots headed back to the Super Bowl, or was last season a run they won't be able to repeat? Drop your answer in the comments, hit subscribe, and keep it locked on Snap Count as we head into the 2026 NFL season. And we'll see you in the next one.